1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey everybody, the Resviral here, and welcome back to more of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. No, I recorded this like 2 hours ago. Well, actually no, more like 3.5 hours ago. But I really want to finish the game, so that's what I'm going to do. I just hope this isn't going to be like the end of Ace Attorney, because the end of that game, I recorded for 5 hours, because I really wanted to finish it. I did not realise that the last part of that game would be 5 hours long though. Beep. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. Oh god. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? Oh, we just hung him up. Oh god. If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me, your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict too. I hate him. Now listen up. You'd better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever. Phoenix? Phoenix? Oh, okay. Mia! Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what? What am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. Another call. I love how you can just leave it going for as long as you want. It's that accursed on guard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore, I mean it. That's Gumshoe. You're really mean, pal. Gumshoe! I'm really sorry. Where are you? Then let me join the investigation team and we're chasing after the killer, pal. Then you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not going to give up. Gumshoe, until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're going to do everything we can and find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. That's true. I could do that if they found Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. I have to make the trial last longer? If you go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're gonna give it all we've got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Aw, this is a nice trial. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah! Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through. Gumshoe will come through. I know it. I called him fucking Gunshoe. Gunshoe! March 23rd. Oh boy. Oh right, so it's Phoenix and Mia. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Matt on guard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. Then you're saying that she is guilty after all. I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, one Karita was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client so to speak, is Matt on guard. What a surprising turn of events. I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. That's true. I know what's going on this time, so I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can. At least until Maya's safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. I guess we're gonna find out. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Oh my god, look at him. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay. I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor underpaid action star. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. Well, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Onguard's room. Okay, sure. God, how weird is that? Will Powers was Matt Onguard's mentor, both of which were accused of murder. Although the difference is, he didn't actually do it. Visit to Matt's room. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there, in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Ah. Nothing sounds out of place with Mr. Powers' testimony, and talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Onguard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy, what are you implying? Oh, he's giving me hints. Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation, huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just gonna have to charge in head first, right? Right. Was talking with someone. At first? What do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on a tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. I guess I'm gonna have to wait patiently on this one. Okay. Watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. You saw the two of them? The bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt... Well, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? But that's a perfectly normal thing to do. So, how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. Right, so now we know that he gave him a tip. Right, so if I press on this, will he elaborate now? First, what do you mean by that? I didn't think it was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Oh, okay, so that's not worked. Oh wait, no. How am I supposed to know? Hey, wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated... You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. There we go. Okay, cool. I thought I had just completely, not done it. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Dun dun dun! Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Crap. Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Matt gave the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Oh, well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was. But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about. The bellboy's face or his tip? Nah, the tip. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court? About how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. But why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash. Oh god. Ah well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honour. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Wait and see. There's nothing I can really object to here. I mean, who can argue that a fat roll of money isn't really odd? Hi, colourful room. How's it going? So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip. Then what was it? Payment, Your Honour. Payment? Okay, my Xbox is turned on. That was a bit weird. Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Wonka Reader. Then the bellboy the witness saw... Yes, he was the assassin. Oh. Hold your horses now. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honour? I have here the card Shelley the Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley the Killer? He is the person the police's special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I am certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the Killer. Cheers for the host, dude. I appreciate it. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? Nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What? Huh? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Right away. The second time. Perfect. This time I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Wonka Reader's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin. I'm sure of it. I mean... Thank you very much. That is all we need for now. Huh? For now. But I'm not done. There's still more. Let's first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer. Then we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honour. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. This is no laughing matter. Interesting. So I think the reason he interrupted his testimony is purely to drag out the trial. So the second time. So, alright, he was in the hallway, had to go to the bathroom. Wonka Readers. Now that I think about it, the bellboy did seem out of place. What about it was suspicious? So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's going to say next. Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Oh, he had no trail. Tray, not trail. Empty-handed. The bellboy was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I agree that it is a bit strange, Mr. Powers. But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Power's testimony slide, or try to pull a fast one? There is nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really, really is. There really, really isn't. If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There is no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be supplanted with this new one. Edgeworth! Are you going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious? I see, very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you can amend your testimony, please. Yes, sir. Wait, so I thought it was kind of strange for the bellboy to come out of a guest room empty-handed. I mean, I could present that. We know it was Adrian Andrews, though. I mean, I'm just trying to think of anything I can do to prolong it. What was that? It's a crime photo. I mean, that could show that maybe he brought him supplements and stuff. Hey, it worked. Nice. Mr. Powers. Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches, and... So, a baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Well, there's also... I mean, what about him being empty-handed? I'd like to ask the court to please take a look here. This is the crime scene. There is a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Corrida's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here. Anyone can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. Oh yeah, so it is. To me, it just looked like the table. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Corrida's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. Aha! but that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. But you can prove that Can you prove that Mr. Corrida was already dead at that time? Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? I blame you for leading me down this route. I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed. I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Huh? What? That bellboy, he was wearing gloves. Gloves? Yeah, pitch black, leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind. Bellboy, oh boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. I can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright, that bellboy was wearing black leather ones. I don't care. So, a football is made of leather. Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they are made of leather? Oh my god. Not again. But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy. It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? Oh yeah. Please, tell us more. Okay. Jesus. Alright, their second meeting. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left, without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room. Yeah, I kinda saw all that by accident. Some accident. I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Alright. Their second meeting. Okay. Something to the person inside the room. So who was that? I said hold it. Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. I should probably ask him only one question at a time. The person inside about this something. No, about the person inside. So, who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. Oh. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? Then you're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah. Well, it was Mr. Ongard's room, correct? So it could have only been Mr. Ongard himself, I'd say. And then, what did the bellboy do after that? Oh. So after he gave the person inside the room the thing... Oh. Okay. Now if I could press it again and then ask about something else... I said hold it! Okay. Ask about the something. He gave something to this person. Yeah. And what was this something? If I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I? But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small. I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm. Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important? Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. He's only doing it to prolong the trial. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was that the bellboy handed off. Well, let's see. I think it was... No... If you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir. Oh my gosh. If I saw it again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue. Only thing I can think of... I honestly thought it was that. Would it be this? A wooden bear? Oh. Objection! So it must be this. Triple dots. What was the point of that pregnant pause? Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up. It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix. Deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw... Was it this item? Oh hey, that's it. That's the something. Well, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out. I recall we found this at my own guard's mansion. At the defendant's house. I think that might be why he's like, oh crap, why did I object? What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the killer assassinated Wonka Reader in his room, and then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Then the bear being found at Mr. Ongard's mansion would mean... It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Ongard is the killer's client. Oh dear. This bad. Order, order, order. I said order. Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you. Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it in the cart, or to the cart... Oh, pardon me. I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. True. I almost forgot that he knew about it too. I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial. I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright? There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull? Oh god. Oh. Well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further? The person who received the bear. There was one thing in Mr. Power's testimony that was very unclear. And that is the identity of the person who received the bear. I honestly probably should have gone with the bear itself. So, he gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of... What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're gonna scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. Oh yeah, sorry. Actually, so, I remembered. I remembered who took the bear. What? Really? I mean, I only saw his arm. But, the arm... It was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear it. You've got to be kidding. Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai. Oh, okay. Order. It looks like you've dug your own grave. Yet again! How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And, as we all know, Matt Engard is the Nickel Samurai. But we also know that Adrian Andrews dressed up in the costume, so he could have been hurt. Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer. What am I supposed to do now? Mia, help! You don't have time to act lost. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry! Now I will bring this cross-examination to... Your Honor. Again, Mr. Wright? You've already removed any and all questionable areas from the testimony. It's about time you were removed from this court, Mr. Wright. I have to find something. Even one more little point will do. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull? Oh, there we go. So it's just doing the same. The bear. I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable. The bear, Mr. Wright? This was found at Mr. Engard's mansion. However, Mr. Engard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh! I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible that it was Mr. Engard who took this bear to his mansion. Why? That's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way time-wise for the defendant to have taken this bear home. Whew! Disaster averted, it looks. Never mind. Screw you, Edgeworth. You haven't got the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Engard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There is no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler. All this time, he was the killer. Ah, bollocks. The killer and Engard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at Engard's mansion as his butler. What a bold move. The bear figurine was brought back to Engard mansion by the killer himself. God damn it. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Engard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? It's not looking like it. I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client, who hired the assassin to commit the murder, was Mr. Matt Engard. I see no reason for this trial to continue, therefore I will now hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth. Any last objections, Mr. Wright? Well, do I? What should I do? Hear the no! Raise an objection! Jesus. Oh no, that's my There is only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is a client of the assassin. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at On Guard Mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I am saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. The real client. Indeed. Yes. Tisk tisk. Is this all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the real client of the killer, and therefore the real murderer? Sorry to do this again. Adrian Andrews? Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt On Guard for the crime. By wearing a spare Nickel Samurai costume. Then the Nickel Samurai's arm that I saw, that could have very well been Miss Andrews. Murder. Boom, 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 boom. But what about Mr. On Guard? If you'd please recall yesterday's testimony, the defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. Then, finding this figure at Mr. On Guard's mansion, it was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on, anyone can tell On Guard did it. I can't believe the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt onto someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty, it's murder of all things. This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on. Oh god. Order, order, order. All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor? For the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to On Guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews. And who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself. Ha! Damn. I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. Whew, boy. Jesus Christ. This is crazy. Oh god. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you tried to pin the guilt onto Adrian. I swear this demon will pay. Mr. Nick. Pearls? Where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. A really strong power. Whoa. Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe. How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. Phew, that's good. That's good, pal. And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time. We just had one. Even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent! Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Whoa! Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal. The very big circus. Maya is somewhere within a 300 feet radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map, about a 300 feet radius from the main tent. Hurry. And... I could see a mailbox under the window. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like it was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard her, an old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there, just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later. So don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Oh man, this is an awesome trial. Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. Oh my god, I love this. I really do. This trial is incredible. Call now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real criminal. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Again. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You have seen it before? That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? Alright. Why? Why does she... know? The bear figurine! Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Oh my god, why are there so many things that are like fashioned as something, but they're something else entirely? So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it? Yes, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, defense. Oh, Mr. Wright. Looks like there really was something to that bear after all. Maybe that's why he wanted it? I can't understand why that would be, though. So, okay. A puzzle? That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figurine. True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? Just pressing everything. So you can take it apart? Oh, pardon me. And how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Oh yes, I see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Oh god. Ooh, this is most interesting. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. I think he's lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? I haven't actually tried this in a while. Hold it! Ah, hold it? Nah, sod it. I like trying to do that, but it's very iffy. And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from... Wait, really? From when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then this was a present from you. That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan. Wait. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. One thing I just realised is she said Juan, not Matt. That would make sense why that was in his room, though. Never mind. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland. So I doubt there are that many people with the same bear in this country. But this looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get what was inside. Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's broken. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. So who else knows that this bear is actually a small container, or jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. Two of you, huh? Well, of course that means Mr. Ongar didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm gonna get for now. Oh, it was updated. Nice. Nice, nice. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realise that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box? What's inside? That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness? Yes? You are the only one who can open this. Please. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. Oh, I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? What is that? It looks like a note. Oh. I don't think we need to guess at what this is, or at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note. The suicide note? The suicide note left by Wonka Reader's former manager, Celeste Impax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Wonka Reader himself. It seems Celeste Impax had very beautiful handwriting. And she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. Oh no. Order! Witness, did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public. But I couldn't find it anywhere, because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least, that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much, just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it, for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of this note aloud. Very well. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the dead silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impax left us a record of all that had happened to her. about being used and then thrown away by OnGuard, about being engaged to Kurita and OnGuard's role in destroying that, and about how she decided in her despair to end it all. Oh. And that's all Miss Impacts had to say. There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. OnGuard. Then, what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, one was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word. Matt OnGuard values, above all else, his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. Ah. So it's added to the court record. Oh my god. And this time he even went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible. What a selfish person. I guess there are slimeball lawyers out there who will defend these creeps too. Oh great. They're turning against us. There is no margin for doubt here. Mr. DeKiller's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. The only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. Oh! It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know, I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence. The figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. The gavel is already in the judge's hands, Phoenix. Our judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry. The suicide note or the figurine? Which one of these should I pursue? Oh god. Does it matter? I have no idea. I don't think it matters. I really don't. Suicide note, I guess. Please wait, Your Honor. Ah, it's just God roaring out. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook. I think Your Honor believes that Matt OnGuard killed in order to obtain this note. Yes, that is correct. But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there is a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Kurita until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say that Matt OnGuard could not have known what was written on this note. Oh, I didn't think of it that way. Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. True. Order, order, order. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Matt OnGuard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And the victim, Wonka Reader, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt OnGuard. Order, order! Ahem. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? You... don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities. Well, Sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you were confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this. Gumshoe Spoke Sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Matt Ongar's fingerprints were on there? Well, Phoenix. Looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Ongar learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Hey. Now what's that lawyer thinking? Mummy, is that man... Oh my god. Shh, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so... Ew, nasty. Phoenix. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're gonna do next yet? What I'm gonna do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate. I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Obviously to not give it away plainly. Right, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? Present evidence. I have an objection, Your Honor. But of course you do! That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Hey! Your Honor, the defense has no intentions of letting this go so easily. You're beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. I'm honestly thinking it's the suicide note. What's so important about it? Found inside the figurine, it tells of Ongar's horrible misdeeds. Take that! That is Miss Impact's suicide note, right? Who knows? Right, I know what we're going for. Yes, he didn't check whether it was actually written by Celeste Impact. I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside this bear, but this bear was in my possession until a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analysed. Oh, so, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impact or not, has yet to be even remotely confirmed. My god. Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting... Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you are the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Ongard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Oh, we broke her glasses again! Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Ongard. I did no such thing. Ah, damn. Right, if you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Oh my god, we really are going back and forth. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. Oh, ha ha ha! That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note? It is as the defense has stated, the handwriting has yet to be analysed. If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible. That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day? I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. I want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis might, but that's just the lawyer trying to buy more time. Angard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty! Guilty! Jesus. The chanting. Whew! Oh! My phone! What is that sound? It's Gumshoe! Hello, Gumshoe? What is with him? And what's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say. Besides, I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone. This is terrible. I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more. Yeah, we don't. We're out of time! You're really going crazy. Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't... For us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Oh my god, how corny that looked. That was probably the dumbest effect ever. Mr. Edgeworth. Please, you've got to buy us some more time. Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but... Oh my god, that was great. I'm reluctant to do this, however, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. This time I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day. I still can't get over that effect. Objection! Oh my... I was kidding! Because that usually happens on big moments. Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honour's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honour. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes. Please, Your Honour. That's all I am asking for. Please, Your Honour. Very well. Oh my god. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. Please be advised that I will not allow another recess today. I'm not sure if this is helping, or hurting us. The court will now take its final recess of the day. Woo! My god. Right, well, what's going on with Maya's situation? The killer. It looks like he got away again. 30 minutes. We can't find her in that time. Oh my god, we're getting called again! Jesus! Report. Is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time, just spit it out. We're right. It looks like we just missed them, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident, in his rush to get away. A few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? Ho ho ho! I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this. With my hunk of junk car, I'd say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. Alright. Just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Oh no. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. Oh no. Did we just hear him crash? Hey, what's wrong, Detective Gumshoe? Answer me! No one can stop... I'm... Oh no! What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken. And he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possessions off them. No, we can't let that happen. Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Why, oh why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? Yes! There actually is! Von Karma's got a tracking device. On Gumshoe. That's right, there is a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Through this? Why are you bringing up Franziska at a time like... Oh, I see! I'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Franziska. Will she even want to help us? Edgeworth. What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, Defense Attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict? Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, Bailiff? There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go and take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. Fucking Jesus. Oh my god, I love this. I mean, the trial, I had a feeling it was going to be about a 2-hour trial, and it's looking that way, because we're only through part 1 of it. And now we have... Like, now we're moving on to the second. Like, half of the trial. So if this takes an hour too, then, yeah. Oh, I love this trial though, it's so good. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. What the hell's wrong with Edgeworth? I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? That is... It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? Looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis. On Miss Impact's suicide note... Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. Oh. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impact herself. It is a fake. That was changed in the show too. The handwriting analysis in the show was actually changed so that it did match. Order, order, order! Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Wonka Reader. Mr. Karida? Well. Looks like Miss Impact's never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about On Guard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, so that fact remains unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. The theory that On Guard had no idea that the suicide note was fake, something seems a little wrong with it. present evidence or back down. Present evidence! Yeah, present evidence. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Ongard to not have known it was a fake. Where is the camera? There it is. What is this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera. Ah, you kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Ongard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Ongard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ack! So then the defendant knew this suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Ongard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Ongard monitored Mr. Carida 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Ongard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Haha! Order, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured. It came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Ongard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. A witness. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth's stuttering. This is not like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of, who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such a certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? It's... Yes, go on, who is it? The man himself. Mr. Shelley the killer. Oh, Mr. the killer. What? Oh no, it's Wait, actually. Shelley the killer. Oh my god. You mean the killer? I mean, the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here, to the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright. Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. Wonder if it really is alright to do this. Very well then, the prosecution calls our witness to the stand. Edgeworth. Is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I'm a professional assassin. I say, what is going on here? Your Honor? How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what that urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry. Maya? Maya! A voice! Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer. It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Jesus. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Wong Kurita. Is this correct? It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Kurita. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream. Shelley the Killer, what is he going to say? Oh my god. About my client. There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Okay. Why were they all green? Oh wait, no. His text is just green. Mr. Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite, he has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? Seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Holy crap. About my client. This is the first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you are testifying in this manner? This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did, yes, that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough. Please, no more. Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway. I've just realised. On Guard had insurance, which was actually filming the killer in the middle of the deed. So that would be betraying his trust. Okay. Obviously we can't present on that. We have no evidence. It seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of the prescribed rule. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything. The judge had better watch himself. Jesus. Wait, so... Can I press on this again? Okay, trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. Clients are discreet about me and my identity. These are the roles and duties an assassin and his clients are to carry out. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. The person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone. Do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. Okay. Now then, I don't believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client, don't you agree? Okay. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness? What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Wonkarita? Or Mr. Wonkarita? That person's name is... Matt Ongard. Adrian Andrews. Oh no. Hey Gordon, how's it going? Witness. That's not who you told me it was earlier. Ah. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? Oh, he pulled a fast one. It can't be. On the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back. What a douche. I'm sure in order to get an audience with this cop, Mr. DeKiller told him a different name. Matt Ongard, perhaps. I knew it. Oh, what a douche. I do indeed. Remember you. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. Oh no. You, Shelley DeKiller. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt Ongard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. Jesus. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. Also, I have actually responded to you multiple times. I said, "Hi, how's it going?" And yes, I do remember you. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we've heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Ongard is innocent. No, I'm not bothered, I just don't like people spamming hello when I have been responding to them. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Oh wow. Just like that, he is out of here. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, Ongard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right, the killer is lying. And Ongard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley the killer is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now. It was all one big lie. Miss Andrews. Also, this is Ace Attorney, Justice for All. The suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now. You have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. DeKiller himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the Nickel Samurai's costume. But that's... You even have a motive. You know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life, or we know, even. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright. Well, she's turning to him. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story, who the real killer is. Tell them. Please help me. Oh god. Oh no. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Oh god. I hate the fact it put that first. Right, request the trial continue. I ain't taking a not guilty verdict when it's not the truth. Sod that noise. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Ongard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Ongard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Ongard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him. Hey! Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But... that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through this witness's lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. Oh. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Miracle's in red because it's like foreshadowing. Very well. The trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. DeKiller. Ah, man, good. Whew! Right away, Your Honor. It's been 20 minutes and I've barely made it into this. Jesus. Whew! Has a verdict been reached? Or should I say, like 20 minutes since the start of this second part of the trial. Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? Oh, God, right. About my client, part 2. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Wonka Reader was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. Okay. This is a most unexpected turn of events for the, 5th time now? However, this time everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes 2 of us. Oh dear. So, I'm just trying to think what would be a good ones too. So, Adrian Andrews is his client. Triple darts. What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes. How much is your fee? I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No, no, no. I'm not thinking of hiring. Mr. Wright. Yes? You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you think something like that? Oh my god, that was great. Guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You are hereby declared guilty. Witness, let's continue. Oh god, that was the that was the best. Oh, I love that. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not? Right, my client did it to frame another for the crime. Or pretended to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you. I have no intention of ever using your services. Wait. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? Oh, the judge. I know which one I think I need to object on, but pressing on these is funny. Right, broken my rules. And that's all you have to testify? Yes. And I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again? As in you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, 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 no. I'm fine. Really? Are you really now? Hey. I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you gonna do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that will be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused. The one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. That's true. I think it was that. Already knew from the very beginning that Wonka Reader was dead. But that's not true, because she poured him some juice. Or some wine, is what it should be, because it's in a wine glass. Objection! Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Wonka Reader had been murdered. But how do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Reader had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would never have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? That is where you're wrong. I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Reader's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. Oh! How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix? If the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry. That sounded like an awfully weak objection to me. Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now I have to buy us more time. while we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. Whoo! Alright, request taken. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalise a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. Okay. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Request taken. So request came to him. So you physically met Adrian Andrews then? Oh, right. Of course I did. What was that? What was with the brief pause? Press further. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Or the eyes. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? It was very important. If I say it's not... Actually, no, it wasn't. Not really. When he meets his client... Why he meets his clients is not important. And that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. Oh. Okay, he never met Adrian. That's when I thought I could trust this person as a client. It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? That one was very important. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Huh, really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I could trust this person as a client. Really? You can trust him, can you? I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley the Killer? You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Oh-ho! Oh, wow. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following. That he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their requests. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. DeKiller's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Oh wow, he's sweating. Mr. Edworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. DeKiller, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. and so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Shelley the killer. This court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. I know he's just going to spit out more lies. It's lies I can unravel, so it's fine. Very well. But this time, please give us the truth and nothing but the truth. Whew. So, request taken part 2. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. There have been times when I took her job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of one Corrida and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. Something is a bit wrong. I mean, the fact he said he took it request by mail, but he says he never takes his requests by mail. So he took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. True. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. Request taken, part 2. Thing I'm most interested in is finding out what those other things are. Two or 3 other things? Yes. What were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? It'd be really bad if I push his buttons the wrong way and he gets mad. Press further. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Oh dear. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be the one, or to be one... Well, wait. Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Yes. Witness is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And? Where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Corrida's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. As you wish. Oh my god. One of these was to find the bear figurine and give it to Adrian Andrews. In that case, can I use the figurine and object? I object! Shelley the killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it, for her sake. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Order, order, order! So that's where you two were going. So by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Oh ho! Oh man. Order, order, order! Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before, how I hate traitors above all else. I think our cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's enough. If that is your intention, then there is only one thing for me to do. Wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please. Not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand. Otherwise... Oh no! What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there is a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution, What's come over everyone? Even you are. The prosecution rests. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Oh my god. Jesus. My goodness. Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. God. Right, if that's the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? If I end the trial here, right now, then your client Matt Ongard would be declared innocent, and in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder. Whoa! The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defence's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt Ongard, to the stand. The items from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. Can I save? Oh, I can. I'm saving. I don't want to suspend play. Press start at any time during the game. I don't want to suspend play. I just want to save. Fuck it, I might just suspend and then save. Yes. Suspending game. Yeah, I don't care. From save point. Yes. Perfect. Oh, didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could. But it looks like our time has run out. I normally wouldn't do that, it's just I know this is a very pivotal point of the game. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Oh no. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least one thing, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Huh. I knew he was gonna do that. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. Ongard? You were atrocious as a lawyer, weren't you? Giving your client away like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap. It's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? I'm actually tempted to go through both endings. I don't know how much longer it would take. Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life? Oh, this must be the end, like the endings. Ah. You'd better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, Miss Andrews will be charged as a murderer. Do I say he's guilty, or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Ongard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want. Aren't you? Right. I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Ongard, is... Oh no. Oh. He's guilty. Oh no. Why are you doing this? Oh god. We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Ongard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Matt Ongard is... Oh my god. Oh wow, that's cool. Francisco von Karma. Oh man. You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy, he's fine, and his injuries are minor. All the items are inside of this. What a filthy old coat this is. That's Gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologise for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard for this whole trial. All for what is inside that ragged coat, or raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honour, inside that filthy coat are the defence's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honour, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honour. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around. Like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Ooh. Can I save here? I can! Right, yeah, I'll suspend this point. I don't know when it's a good point to, like, save and whatever. Continue. Don't start a new game. That would be stupid. Ah. Okay, question for more details. Does that pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case. At least, to me. Oh, that's what she got shot with. Huh? That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Franziska. It's probably not going to help us very much. Okay, ask so I can question about everything. Ah. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet the killer took that from On Guard Mansion. Question for more details. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah, but I would speculate that this tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. So there's that. And then the final piece of evidence. So the last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Question. Was that used during the crime? I'm almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform. Then what is that? There is a button missing on this uniform. A button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. Bellboy's uniform added to the court record. That is all I have to present, Your Honour. It's just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honour? I'm sure were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honour. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But, no matter how you think about it, it's... Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. A good and a bad. 2. The first. Make On Guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If On Guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let the hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with On Guard. If the killer were to no longer think of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seem like an impossible feat at first. But if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We have seen all the pieces of evidence, and that is how we have come to know the truth. But there are people who have not seen them all, and those people do not know the truth. I think what I'll actually do when it gets to a point where I actually want to save is I'll create a restore point, because I'm pretty sure even if you get a bad ending, it will give you credits, and I don't want to have to sit through them. So, that truth, it may be what will bring about the end, bring about the miracle in the end. There are no objections this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? Oh my god, I objected again. Oh my god. What now? I've already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. One chance? Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. That's impossible to turn this situation around in one try. One try, that is all I will permit. I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking On Guard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Oh, God. I just realised. Right, I'm creating a restore point here. I don't think this is gonna fuck things up. I hope not. Oh my god, damn it. Oh, my heart sank. Right, I need to figure out how I get the bad ending then. Okay, so... I think if I just present anything that's essentially useless, it gets the bad ending. So if I just did this. I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. Attorney badge. Here is my attorney badge. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't have anything to say to this. How about you, Miss Von Karma? Well, I was just shot, so... I'm afraid I cannot allow the defense to continue. But... no one understands what you are talking about anymore. Wait, please, one more chance. There we go. That's enough, Mr. Wright. I will now state my verdict. This court finds the defendant, Matt On Guard. Oh, it's so cheery. That is all. This court is adjourned. Oh. And just like that, the case came to an end. I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. Oh, wow. I never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word, so I'm sure he released her as promised. I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course. The miracle never happened. Happened. Maybe it was never meant to. Because a miracle is something that doesn't exist. Oh, right, there we go. So the bad ending is quite literally just, he stops being an innocent prosecutor. Game over? Oh, wow. No, it's, Right, I can load. Ding ding! I can't remember what I was going to say. No, the bad ending is essentially... Phoenix just stops being a prosecutor. Right, so, what I need to do is actually present the correct evidence. So, Shelley the killer. I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. The videotape! Does it actually tell you what it is? Contents unknown. Yeah, whatever. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? There we go. I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright. It looks like they got a hold of him. Yeah, there we go. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get it back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it. So I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? There it is. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true? Mr. Wright, who was it that planted the camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Matt Ongard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to blackmail you. Or wanted blackmail on you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe in anyone. Or I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that I can keep him at bay, and even blackmail him if I want. There it is. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley the Killer? Oh my god, he exploded. For the 3rd time. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them, to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the Killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. Ooh. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So, the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item. Beep. Maya. I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. Yes! Ha ha ha! Oh, good. Awesome. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I'm sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Miss Von Karma, where did that... Wait, was that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Oh, wow, look at him. Oh my. Mr. Ongard, looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. Before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean, if you watch this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. I'm just gonna say, obviously, plead guilty. Duh. Right, Chief. Mount on guard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set a foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it, your life is over. You can't run away from your crime anymore. No! Oh my god! Oh my Jesus! That was grim. Fucking hell. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard? I've left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whipped leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it? Witness. Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. This trial was the first time I had stood on the witness stand, and when I did, I really felt hopeless. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is of no concern to me. Yeah, I know. Whoo, boy. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself and who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Oh, she's smiling! Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I am really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Aww. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits. And that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned. Yes! We did it! I'm surprised. The bad ending is quite literally 30 seconds in length. Quite crazy, really. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You've got them a guilty verdict this time, but you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realise that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Alright, yeah. Now then, Mr. Wright. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. Yeah, right there. That's when I should have saved. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life? My client Matt on guard is... Is he guilty? Or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then, and your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth. You have good news. Myra is now safe in police custody. Really? Whoa. But you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. She's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak, in a patrol car. Mystic Maya's safe. You did it. You really did it, Mr. Nick. Ow. She punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Oh my god. Thanks. Oh. What's wrong? Miss Von Karma? Oh. About earlier. Thanks. Ow. Why are you still smiling? Mr. Phoenix Wright. You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy. I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edrith? For my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then... oh yeah. It was this... I can't remember what this one was called. It was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved. By that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. When I left that note, Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy, we claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth. Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense lawyers exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory. Who ran away into the night. Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. I also really like that in the show this was expanded upon. There's been quite a few episodes where we've seen like Child Wright, Miles, and Butts. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma. I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Whoa. Franziska threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Is that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Her whip. Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay. Nick! Oh my god, look what it is! Wow, she's been, like, gone for this entire case. Maya! Mystic Maya! Oh. Wow. Oh, there's not Mia. I thought she'd be in the picture too. Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got on guard convicted, like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever, whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Alright. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Where are we going? Burgers! Oh, I was waiting for her to say burgers. Food, Nick. Food. Grub. Chow. I'm starved. I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least. Oh my god. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food! Oh my god. Ah, that's a much more satisfying ending. Wait, we're not even done yet. Oh my god. Oh, wow. Hey pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe! Are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole, of all things. Oh my god. A telephone pole. Then it wasn't a red light that got him. You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was going to give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor, don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone gather round. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. Did we actually get a picture? Aw. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved me that day, detective. Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Ah, well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item. Oh, come on, y'all. It's over. Oh boy, I tell ya. You really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think? Why does she look so happy about that? Being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. Ah. It sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Wait. Is that Von Karma? What is it, Edgeworth? The thing is picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, probably busted or something, sir. Or Von Karma's about to... Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anybody should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. Oh! I can give him the whip. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya. Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway. So who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick. Oh god, huh? Yeah. I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh? Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It'd better be anyhow for $3,000. Actually, I reckon you bought it for me, since it's on your tab and all. Oh no! Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Oh, you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out. This is gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. They're on about objection, aren't they? Alright then. If you say so. Yeah, it is. So I have to... God. Objection! There it is! I love it. I love how you start the credits in this game. It's really good. With yelling objection into the microphone. So good. Oh my god, I did it. Woohoo! You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. I don't know how much of this I'll have to sit through. I loved this game. But once I'd done the investigation, I was just like, I want to finish this game. I want to see it through to its conclusion. I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. I'm so happy for the two of you. Oh my god. Speaking of, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the two of you, just in case. Oh my god, Pearl. Wow. The weirdest thing is, the next Ace Attorney game, which is Trials and Tribulations, apparently the best in the series. Well no, it is. It's a really good game. Well pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. But no, Trials and Tribulations, because I'm playing this on the Wii U. And I played the first game on the Wii U. But, pretty much I'm doing most games, or pretty much every DS game, on PC now, so Trials and Tribulations will be done on PC. I, Maggie Bird, am retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. Oh yeah, and bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. Hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. Nice. So yeah, I'll be doing Trials and Tribulations and any other Ace Attorney games on PC, which will be fun. Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Director Hottie. Ho ho. Recently, yes, that girl, you know. I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember. If I even laid so much as an eye on her, it would go crack. Didn't matter if I got whipped though. Yes. What a freak. The only issue with doing it on PC is I might need to configure my DS emulator to recognize my microphone, so that when I say something, it'll work. Instead of beginning our quest of World Circus demonstrating, I don't know, to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake? And bunnies who can talk? How much? What? I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at Mo's jokes. Alright. Yeah, I think I'll just have to configure it, because if I need to yell objection or something, then I'd be able to if I used my actual mic. I'm ready! I'm ready! There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humour. Mo calls represent. We got our new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will ya? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. I like the credits for these games though, because it shows you every character and how they, I don't know, they just have like a little bit of after game stuff to say, which I find to be quite cool. Adrian, what's this? Drat, it's just an ordinary electric razor recharging on its stand. I can't believe this. Really? How long did they plan on making me do this? Ah, but it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means it must have a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? Ah, it was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. Call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty. Ah, fuck that. Yeah, I'll read everybody's but Windbag. But old bags. She just talks for days. I would say we're probably near the end of the credits at this point. Adrian Andrews, I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right, I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. It's really weird seeing her smile. She's like a different person entirely. Which is nice to see. Oh, Tequila. It's become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. Oh my god. Oh, is that how it's gonna end? Oh, that would have been the best place to end it. Yeah, the credits are awesome. That was it. Hey, nice. March 23rd, 9:42 PM. International departures, gate 12. I'm so glad I decided to not end on the credits because I forgot about this. Where are you going, Francisca? How did you know I was here? With this? That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. Oh! I thought it was actually planted on his person. That makes more sense. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. Oh, when I ran off with the things from Tequila's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things total, sir. 4 items? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be a Manfred von Karma... to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. I thought you were going to say to be a von Karma. Francisca. So many expectations from everyone around me, expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what, and failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius, there's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Wright. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today, you chased after me, after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma. Aww. I'm a Franziska von Karma. Oh, I am Franziska von Karma. Oh my god. Don't think I'm gonna walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you better prepare yourselves, Miles Edgeworth. Oh. Wow, seeing her cry. She's actually human! Oh man. Oh, Ace Attorney. So incredible. Phoenix Wright, one day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again. In battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. It is. But to be fair, I don't think they really went that fancy. Very nice. They didn't really go that fancy with the graphics. It was mostly like pictures and like very cartoony silhouettes. And it really works for the game. And there it is. Woohoo! Justice for all is done. Oh, my throat hurts. I've been talking for so fucking long. Yay! All done. Not bad. Right, so that's going to be the end of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this adventure. And until next time, take care.